Hello, thank you for joining us. Today we are going to take you through a tutorial on how to complete an application in the Grants Gateway Grant Opportunity Portal. This is step 2 of NYSCA's application process for FY 2016. A reminder to our applicants, applying for funding this year is a 2-step process. You must first register your new request on the NYSCA website, and we do have a recorded tutorial on how to register a request. So please check our YouTube channel that's available on the homepage of our website. And the second step is completing and submitting a Grants Gateway application, and that is what we'll review today. Before we get started, just one piece of business. Would like to go over what an applicant must do in order to be considered for funding. There's 3 key requirements that all applicants must complete to be considered for NYSCA FY 2016 funding. First, you must complete and submit both application steps that I just outlined by the deadline of 4 p.m. Friday, April 10th, 2015. No exceptions can be made to this whatsoever. Secondly, applicants must be pre-qualified in Grants Gateway by 4 p.m. Friday, April 10th, 2015, the application deadline. And finally, applicants must have no outstanding or overdue NYSCA final reports. So with that, we'll get started going through how to complete a Grants Gateway application for NYSCA's 2016 funding cycle. So here I am at grantsgateway.ny.gov. We're going to go ahead and log in, and I'm going to log in using my grantee contract signatory role. That is the role that will allow you to submit the application. And if you'd like more information on the different roles in Grants Gateway and what they are able to access, you can take a look at our Grants Gateway application guide. Starting on page 24, there are descriptions of each role and what they're capable of doing in the system. So here we are at the home page. In order to locate the NYSCA opportunity that you're interested in applying for, we're going to click on View Opportunities here under the View Available Opportunities heading. This will then take you to a search screen. I'm going to go ahead and just search by funding agency, Council on the Arts. Click Search, and this will bring you to a list of all of our grant opportunities. Once we are live after March 2nd, 2015, you will see a list of 15 opportunities, one for each program. You'll then click the grant opportunity name that corresponds to the program you're interested in. So for example, here you can see what a theater opportunity would look like. We are going to go into this test grant just for today. And this takes you now to the opportunity homepage, the funding profile, which gives you general information on the opportunity, including a link to the guidelines for more information. So then you scroll down to the bottom here, and you're going to click Apply for Grant Opportunity. So here we are at the application main page. And you're going to use this Forms menu here to go ahead and navigate through each of the required forms of the application. So click on Forms menu. And here you'll see a list of all of the forms that are part of this application. So we have the program information, the expenditure budget, the work plan, and the pre-submission uploads, or what we call support materials. So what is required is the project site address, the program-specific information. Then as part of the expenditure budget, you'll only complete those screens where you plan on using NYSCA funds. So if you're receiving $10,000 in general operating support, you would only need to complete the operating expense portion of this. And we'll go into more detail as I take you through how to complete an application. Then you'll have to complete the work plan and, of course, upload support materials. So we'll get started here at the top. first go into the project site address. And as we did last year, we do have a how-to guide on our website that walks you through this process step by step with screenshots and guidance. So do take a look at that and use that as a guide as you're completing this application for yourself. So here we are at the project site addresses screen. So in this name and description field, we're going to ask that you include your project ID, and that is a number that was generated from the NYSCA system upon successfully registering your request. If you don't have that noted, it's always available on the NYSCA website once you log into your home page. And we do have a tutorial on how to locate that project ID on our YouTube playlist for all of our application tutorials for this year. So if you're not sure what your project ID is or how to locate it, take a look at that tutorial. There's a link to the playlist right on our website homepage. In this case, we'll enter the project ID. Then we ask that you enter the program that you're applying for. In this case, we'll use theater. And then the category you're applying for. In this case, this test case, we'll be doing general support. So then indicate if the project is statewide. In this case, it won't be. Enter an address. County. And then the regional council. These are a list of the 10 regions of the state. If you're not sure what region you fall into, there is a link to a map in the Grants Gateway application how-to guide that I had mentioned. Then under agency-specific region, in that drop-down, we ask that you select your category. Click Save once you've completed that. Now we're going to go back up to the Forms menu, and if you hover over it, it will show you the additional forms in the section you're in. You could also just click on it, and it'll take you back to the list of all the forms. In this case, we're now going to move on to the program-specific questions. So these program-specific questions are comprised of 3 parts. There's a basic eligibility question. These are required of all applicants. Then you'll likely see program questions. These are questions that all the applicants to the program must answer. Not every program has program questions, but if you do, you'll see this heading here, and you'll notice that they are required as indicated by this red asterisk. Then we scroll down below the program questions, and you'll see your category-specific questions. Applicants are only required to answer those category-specific questions that relate to the category they are applying for. So in this example, we're only going to fill out general support questions. As you scroll down, you'll see below the general support questions, the additional category questions appear. You can leave blank any question from a category you are not applying to. So again, you're only going to answer the basic eligibility questions, the program questions, if your program has program questions, and the category-specific questions that relate to the category you are applying to. So we'll quickly go through this screen so we can move on. You'll enter your project title. It's the same title that you put in the NYSCA registration. Then moving on to the basic eligibility questions, we'd just like you to confirm that you've registered your request. Again, enter the category that you're applying for. Again, we ask for the project ID. Confirm that your organization does not have any outstanding or overdue interim or final reports. Confirm that your organization, is pre-qualified. And confirm that the activity for this request is within the January 1st, 2016 to December 31st, 2016 contract period. Then we'll go into the program questions and enter each of those. Once those are completed, you'll scroll down to the applicable category-specific questions and answer those. As you'll see, you have a 4,000 character limit for these questions, and it does count the characters as you go. Okay, so now that we've answered all of the category-specific questions for the category we're applying for, you can go up here and save this screen. We're now done with the program-specific questions. Now we're going to go back to the Forms menu and start in on the expenditure budget. Now, as with last year, you only need to complete the expenditure budget forms that apply to how you're planning on spending your NYSCA grant. So let's say in this example, we're asking for $10,000 and we're going to use it for equipment and operating expenses. So we would go into the equipment field. Enter a description, the reason you would like to purchase, and whether you plan on purchasing or renting. Then it would be the total grant funds that you plan to apply to this particular category. So in this case, let's say $5,000 of the $10,000 is going to go to equipment. And click Save. And again, a detailed explanation of how to complete these expenditure budget forms is available in that how-to guide. So do reference that as you're completing the application. Okay, so we have the equipment piece done. We're now going to go to the operating expenses page and indicate how we'll use the rest of the requested funds. And again, this is just a test example. You will decide which categories, how you'd like to split up the funds, and fill out this form accordingly. So we'll use the remaining $5,000 of the requested $10,000 in this category and click Save. We'll take you back to the Forms menu. So once you've allocated out the entire grant request among these budget categories, you're going to go here to Expenditure Summary, just to confirm that all the information is correct and that the total you've entered matches the total request amount. So you'll see here total should equal your request amount that you've entered in the NYSCA system during registration. So again, we asked for a $10,000 total. $5,000 will be used for equipment, $5,000 will be used for operating expenses. Again, just a test to let you see how these work. So again, click Save and make sure you're clicking Save after each of these screens. We're now going to go back to the Forms menu. And move on to the work plan. And again, we have very detailed instructions on what to put in what fields in this Grants Gateway application guide that we've put together that is on our website, so please do refer to that as you're filling out your application. So here we are in the work plan overview. The language that you include in your work plan does appear on the contract. So please keep that in mind as you're filling this out. So the work plan period is the contract period, and that is January 1st, 2016 to December 31st, 2016. Now in the project summary, this should align with the project description that you included in the NYSCA registration. For sponsored projects, please be sure to include the name of the sponsored project, organization, or artist in this field. In organizational capacity, we ask that you briefly describe your organization's staffing, managerial capabilities, and other organizational strengths related to this request. For sponsored projects, we're looking for the organizational capacity of the fiscal sponsor only. Information on the project or artist or organization that is being sponsored will go in this project summary. So you'll click Save once you've completed the overview form. Now we're going to go ahead and enter an objective. And an objective is just what you plan to achieve with the grant funding. So for objective name, you can simply put your org name objective. So Theater Company 123's objective. And for the objective description, again, it's what you plan to achieve with the grant funding. So in this case, if it's an upcoming programming season, it can be as simple as that. I'm going to click Save. Then we're going to move on to the tasks. And the task is the activity that will enable you to achieve the objective you've just outlined. So is the same, in the task name, the same for the objective name. You can simply put your organization's name, task. And for the task description, again, it's the activity that will enable you to achieve the objective you outlined. And there is a limit of 250 characters on all of these task and objective screens. So going with the example we just used, an upcoming program season, your task may be to host a series of 5 performances. Once you've completed the task, click Save. And now the final work plan screen, the performance measure. And continuing with the example, if the objective was to host an upcoming programming season, how to measure that you successfully did that could be a reference to attendance numbers, new audiences, strong reviews, anything to indicate how you'll know that you achieved your objective. And again, you only have 250 characters, so we do ask you to be brief with these. Okay, so now that we've completed the work plan, we're going to go back to the Forms menu. And now we'll go into the pre-submission uploads for the support materials. And it's in the support materials screen that you are going to complete the project budget. All applicants are required to complete this project budget. You'll see here document template. We provide the template we'd like you to complete for the project budget. You just go ahead and click here, and it will download as a fillable PDF form. And here it is. Once it downloads, you can go ahead and complete this and then save. Once you've done that, you choose the file here, and you'll browse for the completed project budget and upload it. You want to make sure you click Save after each upload. and you'll see there's additional support materials that are required that we have yet to upload. So we'll scroll back down here. You'll know that a support material has been successfully uploaded. It'll say view file, and you'll have the option to delete. So similar to the program-specific questions, these support materials are laid out where you will have those support materials that are required of any applicant to the program, if that's applicable to your particular program, and then you will have those support materials that are only applicable to particular categories, the category-specific support materials. So you will upload you'll upload the project budget, then you will upload any required program support materials, and then you'll go ahead to the category that you're applying for, whether it be general support, project support, whatever that category may be. You'll see the heading here, and you'll upload those required support materials. You don't need to put anything in the upload locations for categories that you are not applying for. So we'll go here and upload our support materials. Again, we recommend that you save after each upload just to make sure that the system runs smoothly and keeps all of your support materials. So here you go, view file and delete, so you know it's been successfully uploaded. Okay, so now that I've uploaded the project budget form and those required program support materials, I'm going to move on to my category-specific support materials and begin uploading those. Okay, so now you'll see we have the project budget successfully uploaded, the required program support materials successfully uploaded, and the category-specific support materials that we are applying for uploaded as well. Go ahead and save one more time for good measure. Take you back to the Forms menu one last time. You'll want to confirm on each screen that you've entered that all the information is correct before you submit. Once an application is submitted, it cannot be edited. So do make sure that all the information is accurate, all the required support materials have been uploaded, and all the required program and category questions have been answered. And now to submit an application, I'm going to go over to the status changes. Click on status changes. And you should see possible status application submitted. If you do not see this, it means that you are not logged in as a role that will allow you to submit. Again, that grantee contract signatory is the role that allows you to submit applications. So we are logged in as that role, so we're going to go ahead and apply status. Read through the terms and conditions, click I agree, and our application has now been submitted. To confirm that, you click on details, and you'll see here it says assignment of reviewers. That means that the application was successfully submitted. If it says application in process, that means that the application has not been submitted and it is still with you to complete. So again, if the current status is assignment of reviewers, that means your application has been successfully submitted. So there you have it. That is how you complete and submit a NYSCA Grants Gateway application. Again, we urge you to use the Grants Gateway application how-to guide on our homepage to walk you through this application step by step in detail.